What's up, everybody? This is Damron. I'm playing Gears 5. This is part of my series on the escape maps on master difficulty. We're going to cover all the maps, but this is the newest map out. The end part is Operation 3, so let's get right into it. We'll talk about the modifiers in this map. We got shielded scions, so scions have a shield, ammo starvation, regeneration, so if you're not continuously doing damage, the enemies will get their health back, shorter ultimate, which is pretty brutal. Your ultimates are really going to be for a short period of time on master. Some usual suspects, more lethal, more health, and Iron Man. So of course we're not doing any exploits, we're not doing any cheats or anything like that. We're doing these straight up, so hopefully my guides always stand the test of time, so to speak. This particular map is actually very difficult. You can run to the very end of the map right at the beginning, but the thing to take note is that there's a ton of enemies at the end of this map. And there's several different paths that you can take before you go to that end section to kind of get yourself some different ammos, get yourself some different weapons to prepare yourself for that ending section. So I'm going to show you what we did and what we found to be the most effective way to beat this level and consistently get near the end. It is very challenging. So let's get right into this. First off, the characters we're bringing are Lizzie, we're bringing Keegan, and we're bringing Cole. Keegan and Cole are musts. I like Lizzie as the third person because of her freezing ability. You're going to be able to freeze enemies that are below 25% health. As soon as the match starts out, you saw Lizzie, which I'm playing as in this playthrough, is going to grab the hammer burst and the lancer that's in that beginning area, and you're going to go ahead and pick up all that ammo, and your friends can go ahead and set up, going into this room here. And you saw the path that we took. As soon as you come out of that first area, turn to the right, activate that vent, skip the hallway that's on your left. We're going to go ahead and go towards the second hallway, and that's going to be on your right. So the first door on your right hand side, that's where we're entering, and we want to get in here quickly. Speed is very important in the beginning of this particular mission. You want to get into this room as fast as possible. In this room is all of Keegan's inventory. Okay, there's a boom shot in here, there is a salvo in here, and there's a drop shot, and that's all for Keegan. Now the other thing to take note in here, there's a lot of explosive ammo crates, so this is going to be a point that Keegan is going to be able to come back to. When you come into these hallways, you're going to have one of two options across from the bridges. To my right there, and to my left right here, they're either going to be stumps or scions. Really, the best spawn to get is the scions. Once you activate that fan that we were in the room, in the ammo room, that's going to spawn a lot of juvies. So whoever's playing Cole is going to go ahead and exit the ammo room and get out there and do your dash bash against all of those juvies. Okay, that's the only reason we have Cole in this map. Now, we're not going to go to any other hallways. After that one hallway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go enter the final room, and we're going to take our time. The reason we don't want to go into the other hallways, you can go there and you can activate the fans, you could get a GL, you can get grenades, things like that, but we found the best method was to just grab those particular weapons that we got and save as much time as we can to tackle this section. Okay, there are a lot of enemies that are going to spawn in the end of this particular map. Maybe that's why it's called the end, right? So there's things that you want to do. Okay, we're getting a little tied up here and we're going to run back, and that's pretty much, you're going to see that happen several times. Okay, as you get attacked by juvies, what you want is Cole to be focusing on the juvie, and you want Keegan to be focusing on scions and then the drones. Lizzie, you're not going to be doing too much damage. The main thing that you're here for is to freeze enemies, like you saw there. Boom, I froze that sire, and then his bleed damage finished him off. But Lizzie, I'm just kind of pelting ammo out with the lancer and the hammer burst, and I'm trying to freeze enemies so I can kill them. Now you see what we're doing here. We kind of stay back at this door and we take our time, because what we found is you're going to get overwhelmed in this last section. But if you stay by the door, and when you start to feel a little overwhelmed, go ahead and close the door, clean up the enemies that made it through the door with you, kind of get your bearings again, and get ready to open the door again. So there you saw again with Lizzie, my role is to again pelt some enemies, put bullets in them. That way when they're under 25%, they're going to slow down and or freeze. The bulk of the damage in this section is coming from Keegan, and Cole, his main objective is to stay on top of the juvies. Okay, the juvies can overwhelm you very fast. They're going to keep coming. coming. The sires are going to keep coming. So let's talk about a little bit of variance that you can see in this last section. Okay, I'm showing this strat with you. Again, we're going to get possibly a little overwhelmed here. I think I actually have a really bad fail use of my ultimate coming up. But anyway, we're going to talk about another thing, and that's with Keegan. So you saw him run back there. Okay, one of the reasons we hit that hallway and only that hallway, and then we just came, is because that's where all the explosive weapons are that we want Keegan to have, and that's where all the explosive crates are. So he's used a bunch of his ammo, and now he's actually left to go back to that ammo room. So if you look at the mini map in the bottom right there, you can see Keegan's icon is very far away from us because he's made his way back to that ammo room and he's restocking on that explosive ammo. And you may say, well, he has the ammo ability, why not just use that? And the reason is because of that modifier that decreases the time of our ultimates. It makes his ultimate almost useless. When you place his ultimate down, you may get one explosive bullet because it just goes away so fast. So here you could actually see how fast Lizzie's ultimate goes away. Your ultimates aren't very useful in this particular map, so you really need to utilize using weapons as I'm showing you, and take your time. So you can see, because we only went up that one hallway and we've kind of stayed at this door here and we're allowing the enemies to come to us, right? We're just taking our time, and we've been able to do this for quite some time until the venom is just now getting to us. Now, make no mistake about it, this is still very challenging. Okay, you can see actually right here, we're in a situation where we almost wipe. We're just trying to get up, get in the door, close the door. Okay, the door is going to help you a lot. Don't panic as well when you see this venom coming. You see, we know it's here. He's going to, now look at this ammo regeneration. Watch how long it lasts. It's almost gone just after a few seconds. So he's only going to get 1 or 2 explosive ammo shots from that. That's why it's critical to be able to go back to that ammo crate room and restock your ammo. Get your bearings again, open the door, and we're ready for another hit on it. So this can be really, really challenging. Okay, so the last thing you want is for Keegan to go down or go down in the venom. If you're in the actual venom, the darkest green, when you go down, you'll instantly be killed. So keep that in mind. So now we have to kind of push out, right? We have to get out of that door. But you want to utilize using that door for safety for as long as possible. You see, we really stayed in that room and killed as many enemies as we could before we really pushed into this room. And the reason I say that is because, again, there's still quite a bit of enemies for us to get through. The safest place of this room is the right-hand side where we're going right now. We kind of go up this stairway, and we're going to stay in this area right here. We can watch our back where I'm standing right now. I think, oh my gosh, that shock almost took both of us out. But this is probably the safest area that you can go, the right-hand side, and that's going to be after you have kind of cleaned up a lot of those enemies. And again, once you get to this point, don't freak out, okay? The venom is coming, and it's behind us, but take your time. Don't advance too fast. You see, we actually tried to advance a little too fast, and we've still got about 4 to 5 different types of claw drones here. This one caught me way off guard coming up the left there, but somehow miraculously got away. So we're kind of cleaning up the last enemy. So let's take note of a couple variances that you might see, okay? Other than, so what we got here were the scions and a lot of juvies and the claws. Other enemies that you can see in this room are pouncers. If you get the pouncer spawn, you're going to have a ton of pouncers to deal with, and that's very difficult to get through. In fact, we never actually got through the pouncer spawn. We made it all the way to about where we are right now, and just got overwhelmed by pouncers because they're much harder to deal with than the juvies, sires, and the scions. So that's it. Okay, and ideally you want to be able to save Lizzie's ultimate for the very end as well. So take your time. Don't necessarily activate this door until you have to. In fact, we don't even pull it. We let the venom do it. If the venom gets to the door will automatically start closing, which you're seeing here. Once the venom reaches that door, it automatically starts the closing process. And we actually almost wiped here at the very end, and that would have been sad because ideally you want Lizzie's ultimate to be ready to go, and I think by the time I activate it, I don't remember if I get down. I try to back off this wall and activate it, and I ended up going down. And you see Hotshot went down too, so we got really lucky because Malicious is a bomb-ass player playing as Keegan with that beautiful boom shot. He shot it and bled all of the juvies down that passed us in the screen. So I get to activate my ultimate for absolutely no reason at all. So I hope you guys found this guide helpful. This is a very challenging map. Tried to show you the best way to tackle it. Again, really that first hallway on the right, and then get right after it. Get right into it. It's challenging, but you guys can do it. I hope you guys find it helpful. As always, if you like my stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next escape map of Gears 5 on Master Difficulty.